The most news in the morning. CNN's American Morning. Weekday, 6 a.m. Eastern.
Authorities say he is the man behind the airplane attack on an Austin, Texas office building yesterday. Joe Stack, a father, a software engineer, and a former member of the Billy Eli Band. This morning we're joined by two members of that band, Billy Eli himself and the band's drummer, Rick Furley. They join us this morning from Birmingham and Houston. Gentlemen, good to see you this morning. Thanks so much for taking the time to try to help us understand a little bit more about the man behind this. Billy, let me start with you. I guess Joe Stack left your band several years ago, but you had an opportunity in recent months to catch up with him. What was he like at that time? What was his demeanor? Can you just sort of try to uncover the man that Joe Stack was a little for us here?
Well, the last time I spoke with Joe was right early December, and he was the same Joe Stack that he had been the 3 years that he played in my band. He didn't seem distraught or anything like that. Just regular, easygoing Joe.
And Rick, we've got some pictures of the band playing together that we want to put up while we go to you and get your thoughts on this. You know, when Billy says he was just regular Joe, who is regular Joe?
Well, I think he means that in a complimentary way, because I never saw him in a bad mood or speaking negatively about anyone or anything, and this has just been a really big surprise. And I wish I could see the pictures. I'd like to know what you were showing.
Yeah, well, there's just some pictures of the band standing together, it looks like, in a city. There's a picture there of Joe wearing the cowboy hat that we have seen him wear in so many other pictures. But, Rick, Billy said that he got no sense from Joe the last time he saw him in December that anything was wrong. Did you ever get that sense from him?
Never, no. And it's been longer since I've seen Joe as well, but this was nothing we don't plan on this. I didn't see it, and I'm not real sure what to think about all this, that he was hiding or had this buried deep inside of him somehow, and we never knew it. And if it was going on at the same time where we were working together, it's even more of a surprise.
Yeah, it would seem apparent from this 6-page note that was left on the internet that he had been troubled for some time. And Billy, at the time, I guess, that you had met him, he was, if this is in fact his writing, and there's no reason to believe that it's not, that he was in the middle of a very tormented period in his life. He said that this note, he was trying to write it as a form of therapy. He said in the note, quote, "There isn't enough therapy in the world that can fix what's really broken." He also said that he couldn't gracefully articulate my thoughts in light of the storm that's raging in my head. Have you read any of this note, this manifesto, whatever you want to call it? And what kind of insight does it give us into what might have been happening in his life?
I haven't actually read any of the manifesto. I've heard some quotes of some of the things he said, and again, the only thing I can say about that was he hid that really well. Obviously, he was in some serious distress and some real despair. He was really good at keeping that to himself, but in my case, and I can only speak for what I saw, just the very demeanor that it takes to write something like that. I never saw that, and I'm just this has been such a shock because it was totally out of character from Joe Stack that I played in the band with for 3 years.
Yeah, when Billy says, Rick, that it was totally out of character, what was Joe's character when you were playing in the band together? How did he comport himself, and what sort of fellow was he?
Just extremely professional, and I think Billy will agree. He knew what to play. He knew the parts. He didn't let us down. He was just a good guy to have in the band, and we appreciated his input. And he helped produce this last album that they've been I know they have the album cover, and he produced that, and we recorded that in his house. I don't think it was the same house, but he was just very dependable, and we liked him.
There's another excerpt from his writings that I wanted to put up here on the screen to show people at home. He really felt like he was abandoned by the government. If you read this document, that the government was willing to bail out the fat cats, the financial institutions, but seemingly unwilling to do much for the little guy. He said, quote, "In my lifetime, I can say with a great degree of certainty that there has never been a politician cast a vote on any matter with the likes of me or my interests in mind, nor for that matter are they the least bit interested in me or anything I have to say." I think it's probably safe to say, Billy, that there are a lot of people in America who might share those sentiments, but weren't about to get into a plane and crash it into a building trying to take other lives. I mean, such a selfish act on one person's part. How do you reconcile that, what he did, with the person that you know him to be?
Well, there's no way to reconcile that, and you can't, or I can't anyway, try to defend his actions of Tuesday morning because they're indefensible. I mean, that's all there is to say about that. And again, the despair that he must have felt, and I just, like you said just now, that probably a lot of people, feel like that to some degree, and they don't, harm others or crash a plane into a building, and the level of hopelessness and that he must have been feeling, I can't speak to that exactly because he never let me see that. Right. I never saw that at all, or anything even like that. He was cheerful. He was easy to work with. He was the consummate team player, and he was a solid contributor, but just show up and do his stuff and cheerfully go